You start losing hair on Ozempic, not a little, a lot more than usual. In the shower, on the pillow, in your hands, and you can see it getting thinner. Now you are worried. Am I damaging my body? Do I need to stop? This is where most people get it wrong. They panic and stop the medication too early, or they push through it blindly, thinking it will settle. But you have to understand what's happening here, because if you don't, you will make the wrong decision, and that decision can cost you the progress you have just started to see. I am Dr. Almerie, weight loss surgeon. In this video, you will learn exactly what is actually happening with the hair loss on GLP-1 medication, and most importantly, how to control it, so you can stay on track and protect your results. Let's dive in. Now here is the truth. Seeing hair filling your sink is worrying, because we are used to seeing this with the treatments like chemotherapy, treatment that put the body under real stress. So when it starts happening here, it doesn't feel small. It feels like something big is going wrong, because now you're stuck between two options. Do you stop a treatment that's starting to work? The weight is finally coming down in a way that it never has before, after years of trying. Or do you continue while this is happening, watching your hair fall, not knowing if you might be causing a long-lasting damage? No one warned you in that brief clinic consultation before starting GLP-1 that this could happen. So it doesn't feel expected. It feels wrong. It feels worrying. Now this uncertainty is what drives the mistake. And this is where most people get it wrong. Now this is not a toxic effect of the medication. Your hair is not being damaged. But that doesn't mean nothing is happening. This is a biological response to rapid change in energy availability. Your body is adjusting, reallocating these limited nutritional resources available during rapid weight loss. We see this pattern after weight loss surgery. Hair thins out because when energy drops and calorie intake falls, your body shifts priorities. The brain, the heart, core survival systems come first, and anything unessential gets less, and that includes the hair. Unfortunately, you don't get to control where your body allocates these limited resources. This is not a choice. It's a survival response, deeply rooted in your biology. So what you are seeing is not hair being destroyed. Instead, more hair is pushed into the shedding phase all at the same time, and that's why it feels sudden. But most importantly, the roots of the hair remains healthy. Now the big question is this permanent? In most cases, no, this is temporary. This phase follows a pattern. It starts a few months after starting GLP-1, it builds over a few months that follows, and then your weight stabilizes, the nutrition improves, and the cycle resets, and the hair starts to recover. But this is not guaranteed, and recovery might not be complete, which is why this matters. Because what you do now shapes what happens next, and whether your hair fully recovers or not depends on what you are doing now. And that's exactly what we will fix in the next section. Now that you understand what is causing this, the next step is how to control it. Now we are going to break down the 3 pillars of your hair protection system. These 3 pillars are your control system. Get these right and your hair loss is minimized. Get them wrong or ignore them and the impact can be significant. Implementing this system is particularly important if the hair loss is noticeable, if you have already a thin hair, or if you are postmenopausal, where the impact can feel more significant. This system is not just based on my clinical experience. There is a growing body of research and medical evidence looking at hair loss after GLP-1 and how to manage it. I have linked some of these papers below. The first pillar is controlling the stress signal. Now this is where many people make it worse. They see the weight dropping and try to accelerate it. They eat less, skip meals, push the deficit further, because in their mind, faster is better. But that amplifies the stress signal and worsens the hair loss. So to be clear on this, too little food is not better. It's a risk. Your goal is not speed. It is controlled progress. Because the more aggressive the weight loss, the stronger the signal to shut down all non-essential systems, including your hair. Now, the second pillar is protecting protein in your diet. This is where biology changes the game. Hair is made primarily of keratin, which is a protein. So when protein drops, hair suffers. It thins and sheds more. So remember this, if you are not protecting protein, you are not protecting your hair. In every meal, find your protein, because if there isn't enough, your body sends it where it matters most, to the survival systems, and your hair is left behind. The third pillar is correcting micronutrients. Even small deficiencies can shift more hair into the shedding phase. The key micronutrients to remember, and these are the core ones for hair strength, are iron, zinc, vitamin B12, vitamin D, and biotin. And this is where people either get it right or completely miss it. This is not about taking 20 supplements. This is about targeted correction. If the levels are low, identify them and correct them properly. Because during rapid weight loss, intake drops, absorption can change, and your body does not prioritize your hair. So deficiencies of important micronutrients like these vitamins and minerals build quietly in the background, and over time that shows up by shedding. There are now emerging guidelines to outline this strategy. People on GLP-1 medications are advised to take a structured multivitamins, have routine nutritional blood tests, and monitoring levels over time, then correcting deficiencies selectively and properly. This is particularly important during the rapid weight loss phase, where the physiological changes are significant. Now, this is not new. It's exactly what we've been doing for years in patients after their weight loss surgery, and the same principles apply here. I have linked the key blood tests and supplement guidance in the description below. Now, you may have heard about biotin and collagen supplements for hair support. They are widely recommended. And if you are dealing with thinning, it's very tempting to try anything because you want a quick fix. But this is where people get misled. There is no strong evidence that biotin or collagen specifically treat GLP-1 related hair loss, particularly in people who are not deficient, because this type of hair loss is driven by rapid weight loss and physiological stress, not a lack of biotin. So if you choose to use them, think of them as supportive, not foundational. The real foundation is that system of 3 pillars we have just covered. Now, this next part is critical to have a complete unbiased understanding. Hair loss typically peaks around 3 to 9 months. And this is where people start thinking, it's not working, it's getting worse. But recovery is slow. Even when you fix the cause, there is delay. And that is not failure, it is biology. In most cases, this follows a very predictable pattern, but not always. And this is where you need to pay attention. If the hair loss is severe, persistent, or patchy, that needs proper assessment, because not all hair loss is from weight loss alone. So don't panic and stop the treatment too early, and don't chase random online fixes. Work with your doctor to look deeper if something doesn't fit the pattern, because the difference between ignoring this and managing it properly is the difference between temporary thinning and a prolonged problem. Now, if you find this helpful, the next step is to understand the full picture, because hair loss is just one part of a much bigger system, and this is where people start to get things wrong. They focus on one side effect and miss the bigger pattern, and that is where progress starts to slip. I have put together a complete video covering all GLP-1 side effects and how to manage each one properly. So you are not reacting or guessing, you are staying in control. No hype, just biology. You can watch that next. I have linked it up here. I am Dr. Almerie. If you want clear, evidence-based guidance on GLP-1 and weight loss without confusion or oversimplified advice, subscribe so you don't miss what actually matters. Thank you for being part of the conversation. I will see you in the next one.